So for this study, we are going to test what temperature at how long that hot water temperature is going to kill those muscles at 100% of mortality. So in order to find out that optimum temperature and duration, we test a series of temperatures at different exposed times. The first thing we are going to do is to heat the water to a target temperature. And then at that target temperature, we are going to try to test how long it's going to take to kill those muscles. So here is a preheated water. They are hot water. So we test these waters from temperature 68F to 176F. So from 68 to 104 to 120 and 130 and 140 and 158 and 176. So then we are going to test at different exposure times from 1 second, 2 seconds, and 5 seconds, and also then longer than 10 seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how this water is heated already. Okay, so I'm going to use this, put these muscles in a mesh bag. Okay, so now, for example, it's 140 degrees. Okay, we are going to test, let's say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so on and so forth. And after that, we are going to put this bag into the water that for about 10 days to see if they are killed or not. Because what we found is that although you use hot water to treat muscles, but they may not be killed immediately. You need to give them some time before you find they are really dead or not. One key issue is that to make sure every single muscle has been killed. Okay? So what we have found is that at 140 degrees, 5 seconds is sufficient to kill all the quagga muscles. If it's less than 5 seconds, you cannot reach 100% mortality. If you use more than 5 seconds, it's going to waste your time. And if you use higher temperature than 140 degrees F, then you'll waste a lot of energy because you are going to use energy to heat the water. And more importantly, if you use very, very hot water, it's going to be very dangerous for your skin, for anybody around that area. So what we found is that 140 degrees, 5 seconds is the optimum temperature and duration to kill quagga muscles. Based on this study, 140 degrees F and 5 seconds is sufficient to kill all quagga muscles. However, that doesn't mean in other temperature, like 104 degrees, they couldn't kill. They also can kill quagga muscles, but they take much longer time, like 40 seconds. There's no way for any inspector or boat owner to kill quagga muscles for so long time because the surface area for a boat is so large, they cannot take hours to kill quagga muscles. At the same time, based on a previous study on zebra mussels, it has been found that it needs 10 seconds at 140 F to kill all zebra mussels. So there are some difference between quagga mussel and zebra mussel. It takes 10 seconds to kill zebra mussels, but it only take 5 seconds to kill quagga mussels. They are all draceniid mussels. Why there is a huge difference? 5 seconds versus 10 seconds. I think the key reason is because zebra mussels, they have thicker shells than quagga mussels. That can make huge difference in terms of their vulnerability to hot water spray. And actually, based on our study, it has been confirmed that in a real boat decontamination experiment, whether it's in winter or it's in summertime, all the mussels have been killed at 140 degrees here in Lake Mead Marina, which confirms that 140 degrees and 5 seconds is really sufficient to kill every single quagga mussel. So the data generated from this study should be and can be used as a national standard for boat decontamination on invasive quagga mussels. They are going to stay here for 10 days. After that, we are going to count the mortality of these mussels to make sure that we have the accurate rate of mortality. Usually, people do this experiment using the mortality rate just after the experiment. Actually, it could be bring some bias because mussels cannot die. Some mussels cannot die immediately. So we are going to come back to count mortality of quagga mussels 10 days later. Now we know we are going to use 10 days as our standard. Now we know, because based on the first, we have 60 bags, a lot of, the entire sleep, all mussels. We check every day. We found at least we need 5 to 7 days. We check every day, but now we have an idea. We don't have to check. We just come back to check 10 days. Of course, I think minimally, conservatively, is at least 5 to 7 days. Alive quagga mussels, you can see the shell is, very, very tightened one from another. There are 2 shells, one on the left, on the right. After we use hot water to kill them, we should see the shell cannot close anymore. They should be open all the time. Even we use like a finger or use forceps to test that. Let me show you how to do this. When the hot water hits the shell, and then they are going to open. How to test if it's completely dead or not? If they are still look like this, that means they are still alive. But if they open their shell and you use your finger or forceps or any kind of equipment to try to close the shell, if they still close their shell, that means they are still alive. But if they couldn't close their shell anymore, that means they are completely dead.